Hi everybody, Mike from FisherMN here, and what you're seeing behind me on this side is the Mississippi River, and on this side is the Rum River here in Minnesota. Yes, we made it to the very end of the Rum River. The Rum River starts 155 river miles north and comes out of Mille Lake. It's a river I have some experience on, and what I've done over the past couple of summers is I've time-lapsed some of my favorite stretches. Stay tuned at the end and I'll give you some tips if you decide to explore this wonderful river in Minnesota. have noticed in the section towards Anoka, Minnesota, the river has a lot of houses along it, and it also is pretty wide. This section, like all the other sections of the Rum, has fish in it. You just have to pick and choose when you're fishing. A lot of times people are cruising up and down with their pontoon boats, and it's kind of tough to fish, especially on a busy Friday night or Saturday. So I would say early in the morning is the best time to hit the lower section of the Rum River, and definitely use all the regular precautions you would use when fishing on a river or lake. Mainly have your life jacket on. Now as you move north, you might have noticed that there's a lot more hazards in the water. If you choose to do one of those stretches towards the Cambridge area or Princeton or Isanti areas, you might want to be thinking about that. There are lots of logs to navigate around, and having a Hobie, I'm usually going upstream, and going upstream is actually pretty easy in a Hobie because you can always pause your pedal and get around an obstacle or be watching for an obstacle. The good thing about a Hobie is also the bad thing. A Hobie goes upriver so easily, but coming back downriver can be a little cumbersome in a Hobie. They're kind of big and the turning radius isn't too quick, so just be thinking about that, especially if you're not an experienced angler on the river. Just kind of practice before you go into some of those swifter sections or those sections with more obstacles. If you're going on a float down the river, you have to plan ahead. So just be careful. There's no class 3 or class 4 rapids in the Rum River, but there are a lot of rocks and logs that could cause you a little bit of trouble on your float down the river. So just be mindful in some of those sections a little further north. The river's a little skinnier and there's more things to go around. That means there's more places for smallmouth bass to hide also. And my third main tip I have for you, especially with the Rum River, but with any river, is look at the levels. Kind of check out what those levels are. There's been years where I can't get to some of my favorite fishing spots because the river's been so low. But river levels are key. Sometimes when the river is so high, it's hard to find the fish. And sometimes when it's so low, you can't get to the fish. Finding that sweet spot is so important. So there you go. That's a quick look at some of the areas of the Rum River here in Minnesota. If you end up getting to any of these sections, shoot me a message in the comments below and let me know how you do. So before I let you go, I can't let this day go without saying Happy Easter. I'm filming this Saturday, April 8th, and tomorrow, Sunday, April 9th, is Easter. So happy Easter to all of you. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.